Ladies and Germans, Soviets and Soviets, how y'all doing? This is Colin Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, let's see. We're coming back to that triple side of that triple pack for this week, and we're bringing you a nice little 2v2 on Ocean North, the one and only map. And Rang in this terrible twosome on both sides, who do we have duking it out?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Hungaricus playing as the Hungarian Cavalry Division, rather fitting,
Mm-hmm.
and he has Maverick income. And Rutsky as 14th Infantry, also with Maverick income. On the right-hand side in red, we have Balding, BA11, however you want to say it. He has Vanguard
20.
income
Mm-hmm.
and 184 Strelocki Infantry Division, and Big Rob as 26 God Strelocki, balanced income.
And look at this already. I'm actually kind of interesting to see how the cavalry divisions shape up over on this Axis side.
Mm-hmm.
The Germans historically did not really play very well with their allies. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case for our duo over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we've got
Oh,
these
early
planes.
airplanes.
Oh, I love seeing those CR-42s.
Why is that?
Just look at them. They're bloody biplane fighters.
Yes, and I think I was just curious, just trying to figure out, is there anything in particular you enjoyed about them? But, oh my gosh, you know what? The detail. We haven't said this in a while. My God, look at the detail on that thing.
I know, it's really quite beautiful. Like, the whole game looks great. It looks absolutely fantastic. I restate every cast, but it's a goddamn truth.
The nice thing about this, though, is that this time we actually get to see flags. In the last couple of replays, we have not been able to see that too much. Also, can we say that the Faust Niki is probably the best name?
Faustniki is a pretty good name. It's pretty
Man.
pretty sneaky beaky, Fausty.
Whoa,
Beaky.
wait.
Whoa.
The biplanes took out a Zis.
Huh. They're doing some... Oh, they got the recon plane.
The Maxim, the CR Maxims.
Oh, I like what he's doing. He's got the recon JU-88, and then he's trying to do the strafing with the CRs. But it's an LA-5, and it's kind of like a proper monoplane fighter. But,
Which is weird, because it's actually the Soviets are such garbage.
I know. I know.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Down south, we are kicking it off already. It's 14-10 over here in favor of the Soviets. And Wilkesy, actually, a lot of Wilkes's materials right down here to the south. There was a couple of Begleit Panzergrenadier Diaz to the north.
Mm-hmm.
But AirSat's opening, looks like? Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Borden with his ultimate cheekies, and even I love seeing support mortars being used. But yeah, he's gonna sneak up right into the barn. The Panzer II Lukes is gonna be a pain in the ass, but if he can get that AT grenade shot off, that'd be lovely.
True. We're bouncing right now, so actually, you know what? The P2s is doing exactly what it should.
Mm-hmm. It's in a
Which is
perfect spot.
Yeah, take out those half tracks. You remove the half tracks, and a lot of the early, Baldang's troops are going to be kind of defanged.
Yeah. Do you notice he's Stuart going for a lovely forest stroll just a little bit up north?
Oh, up north. I was looking at the M5Ls.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
the Stuarts, yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay, you're saying north.
look, I know. just a wee bit north, not too north, not the true north. Just
not Siberia.
no, not Siberia. But no, I like seeing this little Stuart play being brought in, but he's not going to be aggressing him too much. He's going to wait for his Streliki and other infantry units to take point.
Well, and that's something we've talked about too, which is kind of weird. I mean, Wilkesy, with that 14th Infantry, yes, he's got Panzer Shreks. Yes, he's got some awesome AT guns, but does not have a ton of infantry AT, especially with what he's selected here.
Yeah, he's got like some of the PTRDs and Ostralikis, and some cheekies have, what's it called? But yeah, it's nothing too crazy, honestly. Pretty standard Soviet stuff. But goddamn, this is Stuart Blob that is scary.
Actually, no. What I did mean to say though is that the 14th Infantry of Wilkesy did not have the AT.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and definitely for the German side, yeah, correct. Yeah, Panzer II Luke's in the forest. He's not having a good time. He's currently a pillbox, and he's currently blown up.
Well, when you're a pill, you pretty much want to sit down and just be left by yourself, and Soviets are happy to give that to him. Go check up to the north. The Germans are making their own aggression, and look at all of those freaking Hungarian tanks.
Oh boy, that's how you do it, Khan.
And the lone KV-1 moving in with it at 45 mil. Gee, I wonder who wins.
That's a good question. I wonder who will win that engagement. Probably the big fat heavy tank.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because even the sidearm of that KV is pretty good enough to bounce off those Hungarian tanks.
But it is 15-9. Although
Hmm.
the Soviets are making a very, very nice dent in the German lines,
Yeah.
they're not doing it where it counts.
Yeah, it's really the middle, it seems. As Rutsky has managed to have quite a few easy flags in the middle, which always happens on North. Everyone always forgets about the middle and pushes rather hard along the flanks. But this push from Baldang may actually work out and pay off once he starts capping some points.
Well, the funny thing is, right now we have these 120 mil mortars desperately trying to drop fire to keep the Soviets at bay.
Hmm.
But you can just see they're just pounding forwards. That Pack 40 is not going to be enough to save by itself.
No, no, but this is the one problem with Balding's push is everything is a little bit too clustered. So they're going to take some hits from the 120 mil, but nothing too crazy. Just enough to slow them down.
Well, it looks like everything short of those vehicles is completely pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Snippiris are going to do some good damage here, and actually we are going to see the Lukes is going to get engaged by some of the Stewards to the south.
Yeah.
But just air slash trooper moving on in. They have to desperately get some more ground fire on this.
They do. But Balding has managed to completely capture the whole southern hill, so that's going to bring the flags a little bit more towards the Soviet favor, not
Hey,
flavor.
flavors work too.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Nothing tastes better than a communist breakfast, which is probably just a loaf of bread.
Well, and the first roast, so But good lord, look at that, just that column moving in from the east. All Stranovskis in the front, all Ultima Cheeky in the back. So this is gonna be a delicious amount of firepower, and the Germans, look where that's actually gonna be posted. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
god.
that is so far behind enemy lines. That's almost on the western front.
He's really optimistic. Jeez Louise. Yeah, he wants to be shaking hands with the Americans before tea time.
But the unfortunate thing for him is that at this point he's lost pretty much all of his attack craft.
Yeah.
And yeah, with the Junkers that they can strafe, that's gonna be awfully hard to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. There he does have a anti-tank IR2 coming and things and try to knock out Stug. That's biplane. No, he's gonna do his best.
Fuel tank leaking.
Yeah. That's not good at all. Oh, but it sealed itself apparently.
We talked about those before, I suppose.
Yeah.
Checking back in the north of the whole KV-1, well, surprisingly enough, a lot of the Hungarian tanks are still alive.
Yeah, he has managed to keep him rarely counter, which is in the hill, where it's nice and short range, where they can actually do work. But yeah, it's a good job that he's not moving him down south a bit. It's like KV-1 would probably eat them up.
Well, and besides that, too, we actually have some OT-34s.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're going to see the Huzaroks kind of moving on in.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm more looking forward to see what kind of love comes on through from those Livets. Or Livs.
Loves. Oh yeah, I don't really see those squads very often. It's more of a regular Hungarian infantry squad of boat actions. But the Panzerfaust is... Can't go wrong with a Panzerfaust, now can you? Can't.
No, you can't.
No.
Those are so good, even the Soviets want a taste of them.
I know.
I'm taking a look at the rifles over here. Those rifles are roughly about the same thing as a K98, aren't they? Right?
Yeah, I think I have no idea what that rifle actually is, whether it is actually just a K98. If someone wants to inform us what this FEG 43M is, it might just be some...
It's not. It's not a
not?
K98.
Okay.
No.
I was having a feeling it was probably the case. I'm guessing it's some sort of Hungarian made
Knockoff.
rifle. No, well, yeah, like some thing
And I mean
they
that with
made.
the utmost respect. I mean, honestly, hand to God, these divisions in here are pretty darn solid. One biplane does go down. There's an
Oh, yeah.
LA-5 right behind it. Not too surprising there.
Mm-hmm.
And more Ersatz-Truppen. I mean, I am impressed by the commitment to the Ersatz-Truppen spam.
Oh yeah.
I am a little bit offended by it, but
I think for 14th you get 2 cards of Ersatz. Don't quote me on that, but I have a feeling you get 2 cards worth, so you can do Ersatz Troop and Spam for quite a while.
now I am surprised we haven't seen an Ognomachiki kind of spam coming out over here, but it is the Sturmoviki from Big Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And we are seeing a big push by Mortenkos Desantniki with some Haptracks coming into the southern town.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, Big Rob got the IS-1 in a lovely position overlooking the hilltop. And honestly, moving into this town is probably the best bet, as that Hungarian cavalry division is not going to have a good time in that open field. I mean, that one IS-1 can easily... It might as well be an IS-2 for those Hungarian tanks.
True, actually, I was looking a little bit further south than that. The southern town,
Oh,
we have that
yeah.
Pac-40 who's just engaging all of those light vehicles coming out of there.
Yeah.
Again, guys, that is an absolutely brilliant spot to site any anti-tank.
Mm-hmm.
The field of fire is just absolutely superb.
Yeah, those hills are really the real key to the map, especially when it comes to the middle area.
We are going to get a gun run coming in on that. Oh no, let's go for Shug again. There has not been a ton. There's been a lot of investment in these biplanes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think pretty card efficient. If I guess a rather little weird airplane, because you see, it doesn't really do all that much damage. It only has like two, like 50 cal machine gun type things.
Are they even 50 cals?
I think it's like
the
30.
30s, like the Spandaus.
You gotta paint it red again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make the bullets yellow so they actually explode.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to get some 82 mil mortar fire from the Soviets on the northern side. I think that's what you were talking about before, that KV-1.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's the KV-1 you were referring to. Okay.
Yep.
The thing is that despite the fact that the Germans are losing the southern front, the northern is just getting packed tight with tons and tons of Hungarians.
Yeah, he's really solidifying his position of force. He doesn't have the flag here, unfortunately. At 1 OT-34 is currently preventing him from moving up any further.
Now, I will say down to the south too, and this actually, we always make comments about this. We are getting Hungaricus is moving in some Hungarians to bolster up the Axis lines. I always love that. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, it's always good to see people play team games as a coordinated team. And it's a really good idea, because with how Baldang, first up he took the Vanguard income, so now into B and C phase he's going to be pretty weak in terms of probably units income, all of that stuff. But also 184th is a really weird division. They're one of the few C tier divisions in the game. And honestly, they have pretty good stuff. They got good infantry, good anti-air, good artillery. They got ISU 122s, but they have no bloody tanks. They have a card of Sturridge Khan, a card of M3 Lees, and then a card of Valentine Mark 9s. And that's all you get. Not exactly the best when it comes to Soviet armored power, but it's going to really require him now into his later game to use his few ISU 122s to stem the German and Hungarian horde as they try to do that counterattack.
Well, isn't it the same thing too that the 184th is a little bit unable to, how do I put this delicately? Doesn't their infantry tend to run out rather quickly too?
Yeah, it's also true, Khan. They don't have the vast amount of infantry to compare to other infantry divisions. It's decent, but especially considering how Balding has set up his division, most likely, he probably does not have a lot of B and C phase cards.
Ooh, we are going to see one of the LAFs go on down and almost hit the shield. Almost did more damage than the rest of that rocket run.
Yeah. Just beautiful explosion, once again. Great looking game. Great looking game.
It is. And actually, 280 mil is going to go and explode on the hillside, and Wilksey says, oh, you want a piece of that? And it brings back some 210s. So while it may not be the size that counts, and very much more how you use it, Soviet's definitely getting some good play off their off-map. I guess I am surprised, though. I had expected the position to be somewhat reversed, that the Germans were getting tons of points now, as opposed to where we were previously. That is to say, the Soviets taking the lead in this middle of the B phase here.
Yeah, it's not going too well. It's still pretty even Stevens when it comes to actual income. Well, not income, but victory points between both sides. The Soviets are losing by a little bit, but still nothing too crazy. Honestly, the ball is still in the German hands, and I have a good feeling they're gonna make some good plays with it.
Well, they are evening back up the flag count as we speak. Though Baldang looks like he's dropped. Oh no, he just dropped a ton of Automachiki into that southern town. This is the moment I wish I actually had some carpet bombing from the 14th.
Yeah. What's some Tigers actually? He hasn't brought out. Oh, there we go. He's finally got a Tiger being brought out. Right as I say that. But yeah, looking from the southern side for the Germans, they have so much when it comes to armored firepower, and then that field and town area is going to really come in quite handy.
That is certainly true. Unfortunately, we are going to see Hungaricus is going to drop some of his AT guns, more or less because of that off-map call-in. even more interesting, finally seeing a little bit of aggression coming north um, from that KV-1, all that infantry right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's incidental. Oh yeah, he's trying to cut him off. That's not going to work very well for him.
Nope.
I was trying to understand. Oh wow, is artillery going? Okay. And we have some counter battery fire going after the Su-76s, courtesy of, is it the 120 mils?
Yeah, I'm guessing it was the 120 mils. But lovely thing about being an SPG is that you can SP your G array to another location.
Exactly.
I've been waiting to say that for a while. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah, I was in my back pocket of jokes, ready to be said in the cast, and I'm glad that man's been used.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
and Rang, I'm happy to be here to share that with you.
Thank you. I hope the viewers at home appreciated that.
Hey, the
Acronym
Nimrod gets to
pun.
engage his IL-2,
Oh,
and he survives.
oh.
He's even engaging. Watch, will he kill his tormentor? Aiming like that? Never mind.
No. He's a little bit shaken.
Oh yes, he's very shaken.
Mm-hmm.
So the IS-122 that you were talking about, it seems like he's taking fire from a couple sources here. The Stuk, oh wow, he's got the Tiger and the two Stuks both engaging him.
Yeah. And now off-map artillery right on top of him, so that's not exactly ideal. And also, he is a very powerful tank at ISU-122, but the Tiger can pen him. Even the Stugs as well. It doesn't have the best... It has decent armor, but not enough to save its
Is
skin.
it really worthwhile?
Yeah, but like, it did manage to get a good hit on the Tiger at least.
To the north, in the meantime, I don't mean to go back and forth
Yeah.
too much, but the Hungarians are getting thrust back. Turns out I was wrong. That KV-1 is just absolutely destroying matters.
Yeah, 26 Strelok is definitely a good counter. I'd say hard counter to the Hungarians. Those heavy tanks are a pain in the butt. Because unlike most of Russian divisions, where it's mainly like T-34s and whatnot, you can flank him and kill him rather efficiently. But the KV-1s, they don't care about being flanked. They like being flanked. They got pretty good side armor.
Yes, they do. And unfortunately, we do not have... Oh, wait, the Lewis is moving on in. Oh, no, he's falling back.
Oh, no.
But the other one's right here. Charge, my friend.
Come on. Just run out the
So
building.
beautiful. Exactly. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Any day now, mate. It's really
It's
annoying
kind
how a two-man recon squad has the goddamn Panzerfaust icon or Bazooka icon. It's like, oh boy, you can blow up the tank, but nope.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Nope. They'll probably fix that soon, I hope.
I hope so, too. I was not excited, per se, but
Yeah.
quite curious. Pilot unconscious, and yet somehow he's still able to fly. That's a very, very talented plane.
It's got a very good autopilot. The best
Well, they had
blow
the
up
back
model.
one, didn't they? It is 1410 in the meantime, though. Biplanes are still rather frisky. And for some reason, these Terrans are trying to come south of the border. Here comes Lovis move going on, and finally he's going for the attack. Aligning. The stars are aligning. Shooter killed. This is gonna be a dead KV-1. You gotta retreat right now, my friend.
Ooh,
Okay.
nope. And that's gonna halt the Soviet push a little bit up north and give Hungaricus some time. And well, he's 120 mils. He's trying to hit some sort of artillery park, but it's no longer there.
True. He needs to really concern himself more with the northern town, or look at the absolute that southern thrust there. We have again 9 squads of Russian infantry, 12 squads of 13 squads of Russian infantry down in that southern finger, probing into the German lines.
That is a lot of dudes. Once again, Balding must really, with how he's using his infantry, he must be starting to run low a bit. Like, jeez, that's nuts. That's really nuts.
And there's 2 Tigers right there too, so it's not going to go very far. And yep, we're seeing the Pioneers, actually seeing the Hungaricus, Kampfgruppe moving on in from the southern side of that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the end of that entire push. This is going to be a 12-12 in a second again.
Yeah. But the Russians did manage to capture some flags and bleed the Germans just a little bit, which is honestly pretty good. And once we get into sea phase, the Germans are going to be the ones which are going to be deficient in the income game. So it will probably be a good time for the Russians to try to get that counter-attack rolling again.
Well, that's kind of surprising to me, is that Ooh, okay, if we're finding that TOT to the north. Surprising to me is that we've just seen fighting on the extreme edges. Oh no,
Yep.
actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we actually have seen a fair amount of struggle in the middle, which I guess we haven't seen the same kind of maneuver warfare we've been kind of almost hoping for.
Yeah. Like once again, everyone's always more timid about moving on the middle as there's a little less cover, and you're usually pretty scared of AT guns on the big two hills. Oh, cluster bombers coming in up north. What are they gonna try and hit? Is he gonna try hitting
Yeah,
Nimrod?
the 40 mils. Makes sense.
Yeah.
The 40 M's rather.
Okay.
Oh wow, there's two of them.
he used
I didn't see the second one. What's the second one on?
he tried to hit the Yak. He tried to hit the Yak Panzer, didn't kill it, and then he used armor penetration clusters to try to kill AT guns, which
Oh.
doesn't work.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
tried doing that. It's like using HE stuff in War Thunder. It's completely worthless.
Yep, and we got a rocket plane being brought in down south. I think he's gonna go for Lokes, but really get Luxie.
Oh, he was gonna get Luxie.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh wow.
No. Wow, that's pretty pathetic here, IL2. Like, geez, it's
Then
3 out of
again,
10.
looking at the flak veerlings all in the area, stuff like that. I mean, the ground fire there is pretty
Oh yeah,
intense.
it's pretty solid. A German AA, and all the way down south here we got this one ISU 122 holding off this little push here, and a lot of those Russian infantry seem to have been surrendered. But all the Streliki with the AT rifles are getting some hits on the Tehran, so maybe just enough to stop the Hungarians. But two Tigers are being brought in, and it was a little bit more tough to crack.
Indeed. What was the comment I was going to make? I cannot recall at the moment. Oh, I guess I'm a little surprised that Jagdpanzer up to the north actually is still alive. That was one
Yep.
that got bailed out quite a bit of time ago, and it had the IS-1 Komoroti as well as another, I think it was an OT, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
right there waiting for him. Surprised that nothing happened.
Same. Lucky Hatcher. The Hatcher will continue on hatching.
I'm also admiring how absolutely gutsy Baldang's call-ins are. He's calling him Ultima Cheeky again. He's calling him all in behind enemy lines. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're not going to get anywhere close to that.
He's a very half glass full type of guy. Glass half full.
I enjoy that almost as much as I enjoy his platoon of Maxims that are holding down that town. Look at that. It's absolutely amazing.
It's crazy amount of machine gun fire, and it's working honestly. It's working rather well.
Very true. And at long last, we are going to get a cluster bomb Ju-87. But that's good. He's going to have to Komroti. He should be able to manage it.
Oh, he's going for the
Did he not get him
IS.
off in time? No, he did. Okay.
And
But he's, ugh.
doesn't kill it. The cluster
Oh.
bombs have been a bit lackluster this match. They're usually the be all end all.
I can almost, forgive that though to a certain extent. I mean, those are the 2.5 kilogram AP rounds.
Yeah.
So you think about it, what, 5-6 pounds? Well, not that impressive.
Yeah, it's like a shaped charger show, so it only needs like one or two to. I actually have no idea how it bloody works, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I have no bloody idea how it really works. I think it's just like a bunch of small RPG type shaped warheads. Yeah, get dropped from above.
Well, I was hoping they could drop from above. I mean, most
Yeah.
submarines don't really fire off too many bombs these days, I hope.
Yeah, and planting mines take a little bit of time, you know.
Very true. Very true. Now, we are going to see those Ultimachiki squads that did not go all the way behind enemy lines that were deployed there, technically, are going to do the long walk through the forest.
Yeah, and
You say it's only air such trooping. Some of them only with a couple hundred rounds of MP40 ammo. Oh my gosh, actually a lot of them only have MP40 ammo.
oh, that's true. That's trooping, right? Yeah, low on ammo, being charged by a bunch of angry Russians with SMGs. This is not gonna go well. Not gonna go well. The Tigers aren't. They do actually have some decent line of sight on around the Optimachikis moving up, so they can provide a little bit of fire support.
I was saying, at least it's historic.
Mm-hmm. You know,
They're
the
not
Ersatz in the
engaging.
front.
Where are they engaging? Oh, they're engaging the town.
Mm-hmm. Trying to hit the Maxims. Oh, rocket plane on the Tigers. And is it gonna...
Yeah, no, so
No.
it's too far away.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Not
know,
for
too,
nothing.
rocket. It's pretty
I
rubbish.
think it needs the Rangaroo approved airstrike process.
Oh, yeah, turning off the rocket, waiting for it to get close and then turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a good micro tip for IL-2.
Also known as the Luke Skywalker approach. Don't use your targeting computer. Use the Force,
Mm-hmm.
namely gravity. In the middle, we are going to see these Seeker Domes have finally gotten themselves across that open field with all of those Maxims now killed.
Yeah, finally.
The Ultimate Cheeky are charging and trying to get line of sight on those Tigers. They're not going to get it.
Nah, a little bit. Need to get a little bit too close with his AT grenades to effectively get a kill.
Oh wow, these Pioneers are actually engaging them as well. So they're using the Russian ammo against them. That's shocking.
Oh. I love it how there's like fully Russian equipped German squads, and there's quite a few of them you can get to.
Mm-hmm.
That's just so bizarre. I mean, it makes sense, of course, because captured a lot of Russian equipment during the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But especially in like a video game, like you think Company of Heroes, there's not many instances where you get like a German grenadier squad of SVTs and whatnot.
But hey, waste
Yeah.
not, want not.
I know, right?
Something's bouncing. What's bouncing from? Is it IS-122 back there?
Uh,
Oh, so IS-1.
Val-
No, the Valentine.
Valentine Comrades. They're not going to be all that effective against a Tiger tank, just like in North Africa.
There weren't that many Tigers in Africa.
No, but they made them count.
They certainly did.
Mm-hmm.
That was back during the Kesselring stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like
Post Rommel.
late 40, probably like late 43, I guess, is when Tigers first arrived. I'm not entirely certain in that regard, but
Right about the time that Patton read his book.
mm-hmm.
Got it. Oh, Ren, there are times I wonder if we're too nerdy for this game.
For people who don't get that reference, that is from the movie Patton in 1970, where Patton outsmarts Rommel's panzer divisions with his own tank divisions. And he quotes in the movie saying, "Rommel, I read your book," end quote.
Though, interestingly enough, Rommel was not present for that campaign. He was back in Germany, resting.
Mm-hmm. And then, did he not ever return to Africa because Africa kind of went tits up? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. He
Yeah.
took over Normandy instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And thank God he only got to Normandy when he did, otherwise things would have been a lot worse on Tite.
Oh yeah. That's what the whole SD-44 campaign, German campaign's about.
The alternate history.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, up north, the Hungarians are getting pushed into a lot of pocket ears. They've been flanked around from the north by the Sturmofikis and OT-34s. And it's a sort of like lovely maneuvering I love seeing. Seeing big Rob move along this northern side here, and these Hungarians are pretty much buggered on that hill. They're pretty
I
buggered.
disagree. Look, we have this 120 mils dropping shots down on top of the OT-34.
Good point.
So that if the Hussars can get on in there, I'm not going to say get an AT grenade off, but maybe at least being moderately competitive, that should be okay. There we go, falling back. Here we go, quick rush. Okay, maybe not quite yet, but the Germans under here are actually losing a 2 ticket per tick.
Oh damn, where's that?
That's
I guess
because
it's all in the middle.
Northern one, the northern 2 flags right here, and yep, that town is completely under their control. Which is weird, because the Germans have been there the entire bloody time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right about the northern side. That's a good call. This man's got reinforcements just on the nick of time, and a bunch of Hungarian tanks as well.
And that's going to be the end of that push, I think, for the most part. We have a guard DP squad moving on in, and my camera just freaked out. I guess they did not get off that Faust. Okay.
The Russians have... Yeah, the Russians have like 1 or 2 big guns. Got one of those 203mm artillery. And Big Rob got the ISU in the middle here, just providing fire support. I've seen that big beast.
Worth noting another round of infantry coming in from Baldang, and for the most part, it's getting chewed the F up by half-tracks and Grenadier squads and Begleet Grenadier squads.
Yeah, I think Baldang's A-phase approach is really starting to bite him in the arse now, as he's probably running low on stuff, which would not surprise me as 184.
And there's IS-122.
Yeah, you can't really be affording to lose them. You don't get many in that division, so it isn't good. I mean, that entire southern flank has essentially gone over to Rutski.
Well, and I'm wondering if we're going to see a push to pick up these 2 town flags very soon. It's got to happen very quickly, though.
Yeah, I'd definitely really bring the thing back in favour for the German side, or the Axis side to be a bit more accurate, I guess.
You know what? I continue to do that, and I'm sorry to all of our
Uh,
Hungarian comrades in arms out there.
it's like when he had
Uh,
the Normandy divisions, going to say Allied divisions, not just Russian. Because what's the thing about the Canadians and the Brits and the Americans?
I thought it was called the Canadians, or the Canadians down there. I could call it the UKF. Does that work for you?
Commonwealth.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Colonists. Actually, random trivia question: When did Canada get its independence? Was it, like,
1867.
really?
1867 is when they got official independence. I believe it was like 4 provinces or whatnot, and then
So
a few
that's
few
when
others
Quebec
added
started
on.
griping, and then
Yeah. There's like the Fenian raids a bit which happened, which were kind of interesting, and some other stuff. But yeah, it's 1867.
okay, I actually never knew that, so I appreciate that. For some reason, I always thought it was like the 50s. I don't know why.
In 1960 something is when the flag actually turned into like the red and white maple leaf
Maybe
flag.
that's it.
Because beforehand it was like the British, the standard British colony flag of we put the Union Jack in the top left, and then we add some other shit to the rest of the flag.
There you are, folks. That's how the Canadian flag was made.
Mhm.
Random shit.
The old one, thankfully they fixed it to something that's much nicer. It's a big leaf.
That's adorable. Very,
Mhm.
very, very floral.
Yeah.
Germans do take the town. They actually have a Pioneer SVT squad moving on in to get these Ultimachiki. And the Pioneers, yep, they have 2 PBS's to the Ultimachiki's 10. So I wonder who will
Yeah.
win that one.
But they do have some Panzer II Luxes to even the deal. And 20mm. Oh, the 20 mils are out of ammo. Never mind. They have the machine guns at least, but that's about it.
Wait, for whom?
For the Panzer II Lux outside the town on the northwest
Oh, I see
side.
it, okay. Of course they're out of ammo.
I know.
But it is 12-12, and the Germans are threatening to take back this northern town as well. Northern town just to the south of that. They can take out those 3 infantry units. That's a pretty big swing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love how it's met so far. It's been very maneuvering. Both sides have been given and taken. And even though the Germans are pretty low in terms of their economy, they're still giving it their all.
Well, we actually are going to have Baldang continuing his I grab a rock and throw it approach. 5 AT guns are coming in down south. Very, very gutsy play here.
I think he buys all his units from Bokebarn.
And you know what? Hey, it's the Costco approach. I understand.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, I didn't need to go into Costco and buy, 8 boxes of cereal, but I got cereal for like a few months now.
Exactly. If the end of the world happens, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
At least for a few months.
For a few months, and then... I mean, the worst thing is, if I ever that cereal and the end of the road happens, I'm definitely not going to have enough milk
Yeah,
to make that
I
cereal
know.
actually worthwhile.
Feel like Parmalat or something.
Yeah, I gotta get, like, condensed milk or some nonsense.
But we do have, again, so, Ultimachiki, some brave Ultimachikis running on through. Not going to do very well. It's something they get absolutely roasty toasty. Oh,
Nope.
but Tiger goes down. That's a big loss.
Oh,
Of course, what all you have, though, are M42s that have no HE ammo. That kind of mitigates part of the joy.
yeah. Really, Baldwin is very... I mean, now he's spamming recon units, just snipers, because it's probably all he has at this point. A bunch of clusters being brought in up north.
Yes, AP going after that Tiger, and between the 2 of them, yeah, that's probably gonna go down.
Yeah, and I've even seen an anti-tank gunplay IL-2, which you don't really see all that often. You really want that Tiger dead, jeez.
And now, listen,
Yep.
I'm gonna give you the surface of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Poor
Oh
guy.
no, that CR-42. I can't believe those biplanes are still alive. And they're
You were
definitely...
saying.
Yeah, they're definitely not alive anymore. Like I said, very, very peculiar fighter. Wouldn't really recommend taking him, honestly.
Oh my gosh, the Faust Patron's going after the Nimrod. There's a Faust Niki to the north.
Up north? Oh, I see. Oh boy. Will that idiot get away? Yes, he will.
He will. Just because he's an idiot doesn't mean he doesn't have a survival instinct.
Hey.
But yes, judging by how many airplanes are just coming out of here from the Soviets instead, I would say that Baldang is out of infantry. I
Yeah.
would say that Big Rob is pretty damn close to being out of infantry.
Yeah, this is definitely coming down to the attritional warfare aspect of the game. And the Germans, I mean, managed to cap out southern town and pretty much, like, shut down Baldung's entire force down south. I think the Germans pretty handily got this.
I think that's pretty
the
safe
Axis.
to say.
Goddamn Axis.
Ha! I feel better
I
about
know.
that now. But yes, the Germans have taken the southern town. Excuse me. Nope, it is Germans in this case.
Yeah.
Germans have taken the southern town. To the north, it looks like again the Hungarians bleed and the Germans take the glory. Jerks. Ooh, and Ju-88's moving on in to try to just pound that road with AP clusters again. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I appreciate their pluck.
Yeah, he really just
trying to retard the progress, I guess.
I guess, I just want to tickle the enemy front line a bit.
Wow.
Oh,
AP
what the
clusters take
fuck?
out 2 AT guns?
What the fuck? I thought AP didn't do anything to stuff. Okay, cool.
Hey, maybe the bombs fell exactly on their heads and just, like, concussed the anti-tank crews.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was a very direct hit, so it's probably pretty easy to get a direct hit when you drop, like, AT bombs.
Well, we are going to have a Focke-Wulf 189 coming on in. This is kind of a perverse plane.
Yeah, apparently it was used extensively on the Eastern Front as, like, the recon plane. The Russians had some like, scary name for it. Because when they see it flying, like, partisan squads, when they see it, like, flying above, they knew, like, the Germans were looking for them. Like, Big Brother.
You're kidding, really?
Yeah, those things were used, apparently, quite a lot on the Eastern Front. Like in a large quantity of numbers. Don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% accurate, but I've read it online, so it must be true.
Well, for some reason, we are seeing a KV-85 moving on in the north, and my first thought is, what the hell took it so long to get here?
Probably didn't need it, because he's just fighting all those Hungarian dudes. The KV runs are probably good enough. But yeah, KV-85 is always a good pick. It's a KV and a T-34-85 slapped together.
Maybe that's what it was. The guy only getting out of tank school a couple of days ago. Now, it is worthwhile to mention that the Germans before, down in the south, were pushed back rather heftily. I want to say, what do you think, easily about actually probably about 3 or 4 kilometers off the front line.
Yeah.
And now it's been completely returned. They're not going anywhere.
He's just, I mean, they've almost got Bordung's, like, home flag, like, near home flag in the forest down south.
Yes. Yes, with Sicherungs moving on in, even gets a couple of Maxims in back with the Oglamachiki. Yeah, I'm gonna call they're gonna get that.
Yeah. Bordung, I mean, now he's bringing in artillery. He's pretty much out of stuff at this point. And there's the Ju-88 bomber, and the bombs are gonna drop bombs and go boom, boom.
And as P2 looks, P2 has been rearmed. And he is calm and cool as the other side of the pillow. What's he aiming at, though? He's not seeing those mortars, unfortunately, just yet. The mortars will be pressuring. Okay, absolutely weird position of the line.
Yeah, now Baldwin's getting all of his infantry support guns on the field, and all his big robots he sent in, planes to help out. That's going to be a very dead Panzer II Lukes. Oh no, it's only dropped 1 clusters on it. And the second cluster on the Tiger?
Nah, they're both pretty much dead.
Yeah.
And the ME-109 takes out one of those cluster planes. That's always very good there. And the IL-2, well, shockingly enough, is not a terrible furball plane, just a little bit less maneuverable.
The IL-2s are pretty nice, just due to the fact they have pretty damn good armor. So when it comes to a furball, they can, they can get third on just a little bit.
Well, we have the 2 Tigers there. And the Flak Vierling still is able to engage. I would say it's IL-2 coming on in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to get a very accurate barrage off, and he will not.
No.
Wow! Holy
Whoa!
hell.
Lucky bugger.
AP rounds that take out soft targets. The rockets fired from 1 billion miles away that somehow hit something.
Yeah, that was pretty lucky. One of them must have got a direct hit. That Tiger is pretty already damaged beforehand. Who knows?
Well, Yak 9s are starting to go down, courtesy of that flak blanket.
Yeah, and Baldung's now using his IL-2 recon plane here to get into the fight. Which honestly, those IL-2 recon planes are fantastic.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
I mean, it doesn't have the bombs, but it still has fantastic armament. Not the best agility and whatnot, but as you can see, he can take quite a bit of fire. I mean, that's a whole flag filling barrage, and he's still flying.
So,
Probably not for long.
sarcasm aside,
Hmm.
should the Russians have tapped out by now?
Probably, yeah. I mean, Boarding. I mean, Big Rob is honestly doing pretty good. Just due to his income choice and divisional choice, but Boarding has definitely dropped the ball on his end, and yeah, yeah. I mean, he did do a pretty good early 8 phase rush and managed to get a good amount of ground, but I mean, to be fair, he's also playing a C tier division, which are pretty terrible for the most part. But yeah,
Yeah, but you know what? Don't give me excuses. I want
yeah,
results.
yeah.
So we do have this Beglitz Panzergrenadier who is down to 170 rounds of MP44 ammo. Then he will be completely out, which is just a very, very bizarre thing to see.
Yeah. I
Very
mean,
uncommon.
I guess, reveals, if you get an assault rifle in 1944, like, I'd be a bit trigger happy with it.
I guess I'm
Hmm.
surprised. Again, it doesn't seem to
I
happen
know,
very often.
I know, it's staying alive that long.
Meanwhile, to the north, the Soviets are taking back that absolute northernmost couple of flags, which is not supremely worrying per se, considering that the Soviets to the south are pretty much,
Yeah.
spawn camps.
There's no Soviets to the south anymore. He's getting mortars now. He's bringing out his advanced mortar batteries. He's got some flamethrower troops. But yeah, not ideal. And I'm actually really surprised how little Rudsky has really moved all his troops. He only really moved probably half of his force up. The other half is still behind his line to Tigers and other infantry. Definitely a defense in depth strategy.
Well, we do get a couple of KV-85s moving on into, so if this is going to be one of those moments where it's like, oh my gosh, guys, we're going to turn this around as we speak, that's going to be impressive. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but it is worth noticing.
Yeah. Got
Especially since we
the
have Sikurungs over here with that GRB 39s.
But the mortars is enough to stress out the forest a little bit, and Big Rob bringing in some guards troops, and also the KV-85s as you mentioned. But it's going to be quite a bit of forest that you're going to have to pluck through, and the Soviets don't really have time on their side.
Ju-87 goes down to the north of carpet bombing, plane no longer with us. And we have a bunch of HE bombers looking to hit the back lines. That's actually going to be rather terrifying.
Huh. There's a Luftwaffe being brought out now. Well, oh, he also had medium-sized bombs with the 500 kilograms, so...
Oh, we got a cluster to the north as well, too. So a cluster going on that northern hill, going after that Zis gun. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Baldang has just dumped.
Come on, we've got to see his bombing run at least before the match ends.
I think we will just
Please,
barely.
please, Big, don't drop.
That's a KV-85.
Yeah.
That's big. And actually, the northern one as well takes out its fair share.
JU-88 coming in. Yeah, with everything so clustered around the spawn point, that's just...
It's got to be at least 2 kills.
Yeah. Big boom.
Yep, here we go.
Here you go, 2 kills. You got it dead on the money.
And Big Rob calls it quits, and that makes perfect sense at this point. But regardless, a 42-minute, 30-second slugfest.
Yeah.
Look at those deaths over there. Baldang dropping 5,500 points. Wilksy having almost 6,000 points in kills.
Yeah, Baldang essentially lost every single unit in his division, it seems like. All of them are dead.
Generally, I have no division. Can we just know real quick, Hungaricus probably has the best avatar I've seen in a bit.
Oh yeah, that's a really... I like the theme he's going for. I gotta respect the entire Hungarian theme. I wonder if he's only gonna play Hungarian divisions.
That would earn mad props for me.
Yeah, I mean, you only got 2 choices with that, so you gotta get good of those 2 divisions, and one of them's terrible, and the other one's, yeah, alright. But
well,
nonetheless...
One IL-2 over here from, I think, actually, this is from... Yeah, this is from Baldang's position. So
yeah.
He had one IL-2 that got 3 kills, and other than that, not really a whole lot home to write about. Off map got some kills, that's about it, too.
Yeah, the off
wow. Comp house? That is certainly the battle house. Look at that.
Oh yeah, he knocked out pretty much all the Stuarts in the forest. That was a turkey shoot for him. It's the same as Stuarts couldn't do much else, because that was a real, like, nucleus. in
And the
Balding's push at the start.
P2, P2 as well was a three,
Whoa!
six, nine, 9 squads, an artillery piece, and a machine gun. He pretty much killed a company's worth of men by himself.
Yeah, that's a lot of aftermath cheekies, which will no longer be after in much cheekies anymore.
Yeah, well, they love chasing the cheeks. Heck, we even have a half track that's got themselves up in amount of kills. Wow.
Wow. I think that's a half track
Oh
more
no,
towards the
wait,
end.
sorry,
Whoa! What the fuck, Poopfer? Like, jeez.
This is the Bagley
Yeah.
who ran out of ammunition. This is why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He deserves a medal. He deserves every medal in the German armory.
I think he's getting a few nice crosses, that's for sure. Maybe some close combat clasps as well. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of kills. Jeez. That was, yeah, as you see, Baldung really dropped the ball in the later stages of the match.
But alright. But games like this are why we come back.
Yeah.
The Germans were on the ropes for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the Germans and the Hungarians were on the ropes for a bit. The Russians, well, the Russians had to say Das Svidaniya for today, but that's alright.
Yeah, the Russian Rust didn't work.
But you know what, Rank? Even though they have to say Das Svidaniya and we have to say Das Svidaniya now, that's not at the end of it, of course, right? We got more stuff coming up next week?
Of course.
Of course. So, folks, if you see anything you do like, of course, leave comments and likes below. It helps us determine what we want to put on the channels themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But until next week, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.